Hey, what's going on? This is your boy E. Jones, bottom to the top hoops, sitting here with the legend, my man, the Bronx, the representative from DR, my man Felipe Lopez, man. Good to have you on the show. Obviously, we've been trying to coordinate and get your perspective on your journey and everything that kind of took place with you. So obviously, we have history, going back to the Gauchos and UDC and playing in Citywide and all of that, right? So let's take a kind of a step-by-step walk, because what we want to do is we want to be able to educate the young kids, let them know and hear from credible people. So as we had conversations off the camera about kind of not skipping steps, talk a little bit about your journey coming from DR, when you were first brought here to the States and kind of what that looked like.
One of the first things that I remember is just being hungry.
Okay.
Just being hungry, like just really wanted to get a chance to play against somebody else. And I used to go out to the playgrounds not knowing how to speak the language. That was first of all, that was a barrier.
Yes.
And having to learn the new system. Like when I say new system, in DR we usually play, when I started playing, it was like pretty much I play against zone. So everything was just zone. Back in DR.
So when did you start playing in DR? Like when did you pick up the game?
At an early age.
Okay, so you had a love for basketball.
Yeah, because my two brothers, Anderson and Anthony, they both play.
Big shout out to my boys. That's my guys, okay.
So so they both play, and my sister play. I'm the youngest one in the family, so I ended up just following them around and just being the ball boy. They would shoot, I would pass back, and kind of the love just started at a really early age. And I started playing organized basketball back in DR, probably by 10 years old.
Okay, gotcha.
So I went through the different cycles.
Okay.
I started playing organized at 10. By 12, I'm already being a little bit noticeable in DR because I made the all-city team, and that all-city team, it kind of traveled.
How tall were you at the time?
I wasn't that tall.
Okay.
I kind of started growing once I went to the States.
You got that air, you got that Bronx air.
I got that good food. That's that clean water.
That's right.
So I kind of went through the cycles, like, you know what I'm saying, like learning how to play the game, playing zone, organized.
Yep.
I remember, I was lift back. So meaning I was supposed to be on 9th grade, but I got lift back because of the fact that I wasn't able to speak the language. I redid the 8th grade as an ESL, which helped me to kind of integrate myself into the system.
Right.
Pick up a little bit more of a self-esteem, like coming from the state, because I was being bullied. I was being bullied in 8th grade for the simple fact that I was the only kid already dunking. Like I was dunking in 8th grade.
But say that when you was in school, you was bullied. But I remember we was all like brothers when we came to the Gauchos and we played. So it wasn't like, oh, you can't speak English, or oh, yo, you.
It was about the game.
We hoop.
Yeah,
you nice.
Yep.
We gonna win these games.
Yep.
And we didn't lose a lot of games. So I had a lot of dudes from Riverside on the show. And they be going at me a little bit about.
I was talking about like, y'all never beat us. Yes, we did.
So we gonna put that out there later. But so with that being said, now you going into high school, and I remember what it was like in terms of everybody who wanted you because of your talent to come to high school.
But you know what helped me though? Like what really truly helped me, Dave, I started playing with Dave Jones.
Yep.
And Dave gave me my first break at Gauchos, but then Dave McCullough actually gave me an opportunity to play with the traveling team. So the OGs, like for real, like the elite Gauchos. So I got an introduction to play with Jerry Ice, Damon Bonaparte, Damon Santiago, the teacher, Orlando Antigua, Riddick, Williams.
Man.
So I'm playing with those guys. I mean, I'm not in the starting lineup. I'm like the 8th, 9th man, but I'm playing with those guys. So I got to really feel the speed, the strength, the way they play. I got the opportunity to go to Rice High School. I'm already playing with those guys. Because Lou the Miller, he tricked me. he tricked me. He really did. You know, he's being from Brazil. He used that to his advantage, saying that, you know, he knew how to speak Spanish, and you know, I'm like, okay, yeah,
it was a cultural thing, yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, but you know, 4 years of Rice High School, he never even say hola to me. Never say anything in Spanish.
Great recruiting job.
Yeah,
but it worked out.
But no, honestly, but also one of the things that really also guided me to go to Rice High School was Ice. Jerry Ice. So, because, you know, I'm a Gauchos, and you already know Jerry was that guy, you know, and, you know, playing with Jerry, I just felt like, you know what I'm saying, that was like my big brother.
Right.
You know, and I had Orlando Antigua.
Yes.
You know, he was trying to get me to St. Raymond's and everything was like that, but you know,
it's
it was
crazy
just more
because
like,
we have that connection. So Jerry is one of my closest friends. You know, obviously we do business together, and we play together since we was like 12 years old. And I'm at Orlando. I mean, I'm at St. Raymond's with Orlando, and then obviously Jerry and Orlando went to Pitt together. So coming full circle, it's funny that you talk about those two guys as guys who are almost mentors to you, and people who you saw. So now you go to Rice and it just absolutely explodes, right?
But we learned it was you know, it was a learning experience even for ourselves. You know, I feel bad for like Jerry because he inherited like, you know, like a system that he was just hump by himself. You know, so then I came in, he's already a senior, so we kind of made some kind of impact, some kind of progress, but you know, it was not like that really progress that it was going to push us over the hump.
Right.
And then St. Raymond's, you guys had a elite team.
Yeah.
I took my ass whipping for 2 years with St. Raymond's. So that's when it was my turn. Yeah, no, when it was my turn, I had that on it was chip on my shoulder. I had that on my back. I'm like, I owe y'all. Yeah. So that's the reason why that competitive, you know what I'm saying, when everybody talked about the St. Raymond's and the Rice games, it used to be like something where you had to move it to like Fordham, or we had to go to you know, to a bigger arena because the people just, you know, they knew like, oh, Rice High School, St. Raymond's, oh, it's gonna be on. So
but see, let's take people back and let them understand. The guys who you played with and against, these were guys who played with Lasar, played with the Gauchos.
Yes.
They were working on their craft individually. They brought it into a team game, but you were a star amongst stars. You weren't the only good player there. So talk a little bit about the sacrifices that people had to make in order to make the team good. Because we could celebrate, you know, Felipe, but not enough gets talked about the guys around you, the coaches, the sacrifices.
Well, you know what? I gotta have love for your brothers. Because, you know, we talked about Rice High School and, you know, Felipe Lopez and all that. But we had a great squad. We had 7 of my teammates. They all went to Division I. You know, we won the city championship. I was not the leading scorer. It was Gary Saunders. You know what I'm saying?
But so you were just as happy for him.
Of course.
You won the championship.
You know, of course. And you know, we kind of had that. You know, I remember like going back my junior year where it was Reggie Freeman, myself, G. Cox. You know, we had a squad, but you know, they wanted it as much as I wanted it. So there was just a little bit of, you know, you can tell there was just a little bit of friction. Like, you know, they wanted to be the man. I was not going to like kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to take the last shot. And, you know, I just
chemistry and it has to be organic.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be willing to sacrifice. And then the coach has to be able to identify and give roles, and guys have to be willing to accept the role.
Yeah, of course. And, and that's a big part. That, you know, that's a huge part when it comes down to the game. And you know, sometimes you don't know how to handle. Like some coaches, they don't know how to handle those situations because you know, I'm coming in as a you know, freshman, sophomore with, you know, already people talking about it, and then you have someone, a senior, that is looking forward to move on and go into a, you know, Division I and stuff like that, and the opportunity is being taken away
because of somebody who's
younger, you know, and everything.
Just call it what it is. Better.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, come on, listen.
But we're
talking about truth.
Truth, I know, but you know what's the thing? And I'm gonna go. I'm relating this story because of like what happened at St. John's. When I got to St. John's, what I felt for myself, I was never given an opportunity to gain the respect for my teammates because it was given to me right away. Ooh. You feel me? So like I felt like I wanted it to come in, let me get my feet wet. Let me work with those guys. Let me gain the respect of my teammates. Because if you don't get the respect of your teammates, you pretty much it's a four against one. You feel me? So, you know, I'm gonna cover Sports Illustrated. I'm, you know, the #1 player in the nation. Okay, I'm supposed to, you know, beat that guy, but it had to be a role that I need to play in order for me to gain that notoriety with the players and the respect.
So let me ask you a question. With that being said, man, this is something that's enlightening to me.
Yeah.
You at St. John's, everybody's looking at you as the poster child, the X1. You know, you hear all the comparisons. LeBron James before LeBron James. I know when you were in high school, you were playing free. You saw it, right? You wore DR on your back. You was a Bronx kid. Was it an added level of pressure when you went to St. John's because of so much hype that was around it?
It never, you know, I enjoyed it.
But see, I know you, the people, so they understand. Because there's a kid watching this now that's going to need to know how to handle it.
First of all, the one way you know how to handle it is in the basketball court. And how you handle that is being well prepared. If you get yourself well prepared, there shouldn't be no pressure. Like, what's pressure to some people is an enjoyment for others. And if you work hard enough, that pressure is an enjoyment. Like, I enjoy having the ball at the last second because I knew what I was capable of and what I wanted to do.
And you were prepared for
people was like expecting something bad. Oh, what's gonna happen? Like, I knew it was gonna happen.
Right.
So that's an enjoyment. That's not a pressure. So that's how I'm able to, you know, that's how I was able to deal with pressure by handling my performance.
Other people consider pressure.
What other people consider pressure because they're not ready. They're not fully ready. They're not capable. Like, it gets to a time where when the game starts, fourth quarter, you got, you know, 3 quarters player, and then you get those fourth quarter all-stars. Those are the ones that are gonna do. That's how you separate yourself.
So let's set the record straight for a minute. 4 years at St. John's, one of the all-time leading scorers in the school history. If I'm not mistaken, over 2,000 points. Right? Going to the NBA.
1,900. We're not gonna go with 2.
Okay.
19.
We setting it straight.
Yeah,
we setting it straight. So you go into the NBA. What is that like for you in terms of your transition?
It was different. The game loses a little bit of an edge. You lose a little bit of an edge when you get to the league.
In terms of what?
Because first of all, now you made it to where you wanted it to. So now you the love that you play, the hunger that you play.
No, but
yeah, of course you do. Like, you know,
the money's there.
The money's there. So now when the money's there, you ain't hungry no more. So if you're not hungry, then you lose perspective. And then when you lose perspective, then you don't know what you want to get once you're there.
You didn't have a clear goal.
Yeah, I didn't have a clear goal.
Your goal was to get to the league.
And then once I got there, like, oh man, I'm living a life. I'm buying cars. I'm feeding my family. I'm taking care of the community. I'm doing all this other stuff. And then you lose focus on what got you there. The
basketball.
Game. Yeah, the game.
So at one point, did that switch for you, or did it switch to the point where you got back?
By like my third year in the league.
Okay, was it Dallas?
No. With the Timberwolves.
Okay.
Before I got hurt, before I got hurt, that was my year. That was my year when I'm like, fuck all this shit. Yeah, I'm already got my strike. I'm not a rookie no more. I'm like, I know what I want. I want to be 6th man of the year. I want to make sure that I'm at the NBA All-Star. I'm being recognizable, and then I'm not just gonna be like the dude like just sitting in the back or like second or third option. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to make sure I come in.
Impact player.
Yeah, and I was being that before I tore my ACL. I was coming in. I was averaging 17 from like 8 points, 6 points the year before.
The year before.
So I knew because.
But what you went back to, I'm assuming.
I went back to like, okay, like I know what I need to do.
High school sophomore year.
I just
hungry.
I already knew everything. And then, you know, it's easy because when you look at the league, such and such has a triple-double, or LeBron scored 40. If LeBron want to score 40 every night, he can get 40 every night. Because it's already set up for you to get 40 every night. You're going to get the same touches. You're going to get the same. There's no defense that's going to stop you in the league. You understand what I'm saying?
Because the guys are so good.
The guys are just good. You know what I'm saying? And you can't double team. Exactly. Exactly. And if you miss, you're gonna find other ways to make sure that
Free
even
throws.
if you don't end up with 40, you're gonna end up with 25.
And you know what's crazy? We hear Mark Jackson always talk about it's a make or miss league, and you know it's great defensive coaches, some better than others, but at the end of the day, the talent is so elite that these guys are there for a reason. And you see the separation when you see NBA guys come back to summer leagues and guys who think they're good. It's like the guy who's the 8th man in the league can go to Dykeman or 55th and go get 50 without breaking a sweat.
But you want me to break you down or something there?
What's up?
Guys in the league that goes and play like a playground and stuff like that. I remember playing against some pro guy and I was hungry. And some pro guys, they go to the playground sometime on some like light shit, cool shit. And I remember like destroying some cats that used to, you know what I'm saying, play in the league.
But they thought it was sweet.
Exactly. You feel what I'm saying?
No.
So because that hunger, you know what I mean? Like the hunger is like, I'm in the league, you think like, nah, dudes who's watching you, they want to go at your head.
Let me just touch on this, because throughout the conversation we've touched on the ability to prepare. We talked on being hungry. So my goal for the show is to educate, to try and bring light to and change the view of our city, right? To get it back to a point where people are coming in and our kids want to stay home. They want to play in the CHSA. They want to play in the PSAL. They don't want to go to school in Vermont or whatever the case may be. Now that may be for some people, but at the end of the day, how do we get our kids back hungry? How do we get our coaches back invested into wanting to develop?
You have to understand that media, social media, have made it a lot easier for a kid from Idaho or South Dakota to be noticeable. You know, back in the days, we didn't have all the social media the way it is right now. So, you know, things were a little bit more compact. It was more like in the cities, you know, Chicago,
they came from
Dunbar, you know, Baltimore, you got New York, you got, you know what I'm saying, West Coast. So, but now you got so many, you know, information from so many places that, you're talking about how can you get it back? Well, the product needs to be better. You know what I'm saying? The product needs to be better in order for this kid to understand that, we do have one of the best systems in New York City, but they had to understand and they had to respect it. We need to get back to like, how many tournament we used to play over the summer, but it was not just like watered down tournament. It used to be like where.
But listen, when we played, I remember going from UDC to Citywide to Rucker, and the games might have been at 8, 10:30, and 1 o'clock.
And we all play all 3 games.
And we pressed every game, and we might have only had 8. And we might have had to start one game with 5 and wait till the other dudes got there or somebody came late and whatever. No cell phones, no pages. It was just, you get the schedule at night or at practice, and we go.
You there.
Might hop the train, right?
Yep.
And go with each other. We might be rhyming or doing whatever on the train, but that was fun. And at the end of the day, we would joke on the train, riding 2 games, but when we got to the game, the other team for us was food. Regardless of how good they were, there was never a time when I walked into the game playing with the Gauchos that I felt like there was an opportunity for us to lose. I've never felt that.
Me neither, yeah.
I've lost games, not many.
But it was never the thought like, they even had a chance. It was always.
But that was a mentality.
It was a mentality.
That was because we was running around a gym with the bag and doing it.
Doing the Mr. Page, doing the stairs. I'm doing the stairs. So I'm doing the stairs. I get to see Rod Strickland come to the gym, get his little workout, and then he go and see Mr. Page right on 151st. And I follow him. He's right on 155th in the middle of the street, just working on his handle that Mr. Page is telling him. So I'm like, hold on, this dude is an NBA All-Star, and he's out here in the middle of the street. You know what I'm saying? Just
humbling
for me, it was just humbling, like watching other dudes. Like I learned from a lot of guys. I learned from Rod Strickland how to work better, how to work harder. And my handle guy, I'm working Mr. Page. I used to come from the league. I used to go right back to Mr. Page.
Big shout out to Mr. Page, man.
Big shout out to Mr. Page. Never did anything in the basketball courts. Everything was different. We ended up working in the middle of the street. He had me count. I remember I had to count 500 cars. Looking at Grand Concourse like that. If you lose the ball, you go right back to 0. If a card would come down, I would have to move with the dribble. If I lose it, you go right back to 0.
Wow.
So the precision of dribbling in the basketball was crazy. So now I'm in the game and you putting pressure on me. That's not pressure. Pressure is losing the damn ball when you are 498.
Oh.
That's pressure. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we like to have a little fun on the show. So what was your most memorable basketball moment? I know you had a lot of them.
Yeah, I know. I always leave things in the past. But for me,
I celebrate you because you're my boy, number one. 2, you mean a lot to the game, and especially the game in New York City. So we want to shed light and make sure that we celebrate that.
No doubt. You know what I mean? I feel you. You know, my most memorable moment in basketball had to be, you know, just hearing David Stern call out my name in the draft.
Okay.
With the number 24 pick. You know, it was the first time, you know, a Dominican-born player was drafted into the first round of the NBA. And, you know, I want to say that I worked hard to kind of be noticeable, but like just to get that kind of recognition, you know, for me was very fulfilling. You have to make an adjustment. I had, like, you know, after the lead, after I tore my ACL, I played overseas. I went to Spain, I went to Argentina, I played in Germany, and then while I was playing there, I had to make adjustment while I played because you cannot pump fake and go.
It's a walk.
It's a walk automatically. So I'm getting 3-4 walk in games because obviously, you know, you want to do your little pump fake. So then I had to make a readjustment of do the pump fake and then throw the ball down before you take the step. You know, so you have to just be able to adjust in the game because there's just so many things coming at you that if you don't make those adjustments, then you're not going to be the player that you're supposed to.
Last thing. Illest dunk that you've ever had in the game. On somebody, whatever the case may be. Something that you just remember like, man, crowd went crazy, people ran on the court, something like that. Whatever it was.
Man, I had a lot of dunks. But one of the craziest one was at Gauchos. I remember, I think it was Anthony Mason. Yeah, it was an NBA guy, and he slept on me, and I jumped. Late. Yeah, I jumped. He jumped. I jumped higher, and then and I dunked it really hard, and like you know how he was, like the whole crowd just rushed right into the game, and you know they had to stop the game for like 5 minutes. People was jumping up, throwing their hat up, and everything else like that.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, and my brother. Yeah, for real. Yes, rest in peace. Yeah, that was. And I remember another one in Mount Vernon, that tournament they used to have at the park in Mount Vernon. I think it was Terminator. He got cut up out there. Yeah. Shout out to Team Terminator, yeah. And then he wanted to kill me after that.
Yo, more than anything, man, we appreciate you taking the time to do the interview for us, man. We had All-Star Weekend, obviously a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
You know, anything that you want to tell the people about the stuff you're doing with the program. I know that you obviously work with the kids, stuff you're doing in DR. We want to use the platform to be able to talk about what you're doing.
First of all, big shout out to everyone listening to this program, man. This is really important. A lot of great information, man, that my boys actually, you know, giving back. Just for me, there's going to be a ESPN 30 for 30 documentary coming out in April 30th. So I want to make sure I put that out there. And, you know, one of the things that I was learned growing up in New York City, and one of my favorite quote that I always use is, each one, teach one. You know what I'm talking about. You know, I play in the tournament called Each One, Teach One. And for me, that have been the platform of my life. And giving back to the community, because we have so much knowledge, and sometimes what we truly need is more leaders, more male leaders, more men that take a responsibility to help that young man that is, you know what I'm saying, standing next to them, you know what I'm saying, because they need guidance, you know what I'm saying, they need someone to respect, to look up to, they need, you know, someone positive to guide them in a different kind of light. And, you know, I've been blessed to just be able to do this, you know what I'm saying, and I will continue to do it till God call me over, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're here to service. We're here to provide. We're here to make things better for the next generation, for ourselves, for our family. And this is what we do.
Man, I want to say that your career and the basketball and everything that you've done has been amazing. But more importantly, the person you've been able to maintain being in terms of your humility, your service, and everything you've given back to your community from DR, the Bronx, and everybody in New York City, man. We're proud of you.
Thank you,
we celebrate you, and Enjoy that.
This is a family, man.
Yes, sir.
You gotta understand, this basketball thing is a huge family, man. I'm here with the NBA, and you already know, like, you know, people know who you are because it's a big family, man. So treat it like it is, man. Respect it and make the best out of it. And last, just know that this basketball game is only your vehicle to get you where you want to be at. So prepare yourself and make sure you get that education, because when this vehicle runs over and crash and it's not there no more, that education is going to be able to keep you, you know what I'm saying, on cruise control.
Yes, sir.
That's for sure.
My man. Signing off, City Legend, super producer, the Black Elvis, my man Felipe Lopez.
Yes, sir.
All-Star Weekend, we out.
Yo, what's up? This is your boy Felipe Lopez, and you are watching From the Bottom to the Top Hoops. Yeah.